Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to teach you a simple trading strategy that you can use to win your trades 80 to 90% of the time. But the clause here is that this comes with patience, because in a month, if you follow the same strategy, you can get between 1 to at most 3 trades in a month. And let me just show you. For example, this is November, and in November I only, using the same strategy that I'm going to teach you, I only got about 2 trades. This is November, and then this is November. And this in December I only got 1 trade, and this particular trade right here is the January, and this is the last trade for January. So the way it is right now, I don't know if I'm going to get another trade this January. So you can expect to be getting 1 to at most 3 trades using this same strategy in a month. But here's the best part. The thing is, if you use the same strategy, because of how consistent and how much win rate you can get from it, you can use it to grow your little capital to a reasonable amount of money if you follow the same steps that I'm going to show you in this video. And the minimum you need to work with this is $50. With just $50 in your account, believe me, even if it takes you 3 months to get just 5 trades, as long as it's going to be anything from a minimum of a 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio, you are going to grow your account. Now let me show you, instead of taking a lot of trades and not growing your account, let me show you how this, right? For me, swing trading is better than just scalping and end up messing up with your emotions and end up losing a lot of money. For this particular trade right here, you can see that the risk to reward ratio here is 5.2, which is like we're getting 5 times the amount of money we are risking. So if you enter this trade with the whole of your $50, you're expected to make 5 times that amount of money, as long as it doesn't hit your stop loss, right? As long as it doesn't hit your stop loss. And I'm using this to compound my little capital. So when I get a trade, and for BTC, I'm risking between 1.5 to 3% at most. Right here, you can see my stop loss is about 1.3%. This other one, the stop loss is about 2 point something%. And if you check this one here, the stop loss is about 1.7%, and I'm using 20x leverage. So with 20x leverage, if I have $50 in my account, I enter with the whole of that capital, and once this hit full TP, no matter how long it takes, I will enter the next trade with the whole of the profit I've made. So in this case, this trade was a $250 plus profit. So in this next trade, I'm entering with the whole of that capital, and with the hope that it goes in my favor. And if it goes in my favor, that $250 plus will be turned to about $750 plus in this particular trade setup, right? And that is how it goes on. So the next trade, we are entering with the whole of that $700, and we expect to make 3 times that amount of money if that market continues to go in our favor. That's basically how easy it is, or how simple it is to grow your little capital using this strategy. But the thing is, you will not be trading every day, because in a month you can only end up getting just 2 or at most 3 trades. Maybe it's because I did this with BTC, but this strategy works on all pairs. You can do it with any altcoin of your choice. You can do it with any currency pair of your choice. So what we are looking for is basically on the daily time frame. So let me go to the daily time frame and explain to you what you should be expecting. So if I go to the daily time frame, as you can see, I'm on the daily time frame. Go ahead, and here on the daily time frame, what I was looking for, let me go for the past 2 months. This is what we're looking for, right? For the past 3 months, rather, the whole of this setup right here is for the past 3 months, because we started from November, and this is the last trade we took sometime in January. So we are looking to get entries on the daily time frame. And what are we looking for is very simple, right? The daily time frame will tell you whether to buy or to sell. And what I'm looking for, first, we can establish here that market has been selling off. From here, you can see market sold up, and then we came down here with this massive weak market pullback immediately, and this particular token last candle here was what I was looking at. And the next day, I was expecting that the next candle will close below this one, which didn't happen. And this is a sign of reversal in the market. So we can see that this a candle engulfs the previous one, and this is where I started looking for long, and that is how this line came up, right? I went to my 1 hour time frame, and then I was looking for a fair value gap, which is what I mapped out with this line right here, and that we had a trade, okay, which triggered, and this trade right here was what gave us this 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio when it triggered. And that triggered with this particular candle, which is the next day, right? And we got this trade full TP. Then when we got up here, I made another line here looking for a setup on the 1 hour time frame. But here, why I was looking for an entry right here is because this candle went up, closed, and then the next candle, yes, we went up, grab all the liquidity there, but it did not close above the body of this candle, and this was a sign that market was going to sell off from here. And then the next day candle closes not above, it closes below this one. So this was a sign that we're going to look for a sell, and that was how I went to my 1 hour time frame, mapped at this level here, I started looking for a sell, and that is how we got this, massive risk to reward ratio of 3 to 1. And then we waited, right? I waited for a few days to see. Market came back, it went up again, it was just going back and forth. And right here, market started consolidating, right? On the daily time frame, you can see this did not close above this one, and then this one closed slightly below this, and voila, we had this candle here. So when this was happening, all I was looking for is, as long as we don't close above this particular wick right here, I'm going to be looking for a trade. And when we enter that trade, it pushed up a bit, and voila, it started going down, and that was how we were able to enter or end up with this trade in full TP. Then the next thing I need to do was to take my trend line from this week up there. You can see that we had this ascending trend line here that market has been rejecting from, right? So after that, we consolidated for a while, and when this market started bouncing, we are still on the daily time frame, all right? So market, you see that we came down, this refused to close below this one, and that was where I started looking for entry. And then the next day, we had that entry at that trend line, and we waited for a few days, and that was another full TP, giving us another 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio right there. And the last trade right here, you can see after we had this massive impulsive move to the upside, we had this candle. The next day, we couldn't close above that candle, right? Market started selling off, so I had to go to my 1 hour time frame and map at this level, and that is how we got this entry, and this was another full TP. All right, it is as simple as this if you follow it. So the candles, we are judging based on the previous day candle. So if the market is going to reverse, it will tell you from the way the candles are going to close, right? If the market is going to go in the opposite direction, it will tell you from the way the candles are going to close. For instance, here, after a few days, we were going up, and then the next day, we couldn't go past this other one. And then we say, oh, this was an opportunity for us to start entering a trade. The same thing, this pattern will repeat again and again and again, and it works on all pairs. I'm doing BTC because, number one, BTC holds the highest money in the crypto space, right? More than half of the money in the crypto space, and that means it is more liquid, all right, and it is less volatile compared to some other altcoins that will just finish you up, and then your capital is gone. So for those of you who have the mind of using 100x or 125x, depending on the exchange you are using, you can use that, and it will help you to grow your little capital faster. But the thing is that you will not be getting setups every day, right? So if that resonates with you, then let's go to 1 hour. Let me walk you through it. Now, before we jump into the 1 hour time frame, before I show you how to look for your entries on the 1 hour time frame, if you are not part of our Telegram community where we share free resources, signals included, then join us on Telegram using the link in the video description. Use the link in the video description, or you can check out my bio for that. And if you are not trading with our recommended exchanges, the list of all the exchanges we recommend will be in the video description. Make sure that you sign up for any of those exchanges and start trading with us. By the way, we do both crypto and forex together, so if you want to take advantage of that, I trade gold with the community members a lot, so if you want to take advantage of that, make sure you sign up using any of those links and join us on Telegram, and you can be able to take advantage of that. All right, so this is the first trade that we took, and after we started having this move to the upside, we had this imbalance around this area, and that was what I was looking for. Though I missed the entry, all right, we had this imbalance. You can see the fair value gap right here. I missed the entry around here, which is why I had to map at this level. So after I missed that entry, I said, oh, let me just wait for us to come clear this liquidity right here, right? So we need to take out this liquidity for us to continue to go to the upside, and that was how this trade setup came about, right? And you can see that boom, this went up and hit our full TP, as you can see right here. And then from the daily time frame, just as I've explained to you, all right, I had this candle that, this massive candle that just sold off, and after that we then continue to go. So market had to consolidate for a while, And right here, I started selling rather right here. Okay, I started selling right here. And with my stop loss just slightly above that level, about 2.2% there, I had to map out that as long as we don't go above this high here, I'm going to hold that trade no matter how long it takes. And that was how this trade ended up as full TP. And then we waited until December when it was only 3 trades just from the daily time frame, looking at everything I've showed you on the daily time frame. And right here, when market started going back and forth, I actually started selling. All right, I started selling from this particular candle right here with the hope that will continue to go down, and the market started consolidating, and I held up because my stop loss is slightly above this previous swing high here. So as long as we don't take at that level, I'm going to hold. And guys, eventually market started coming down, and that was how we hit full TP on that trade. And here it was the trend line I was using as a confluence and support for this trade. So we bounced off from that trend line, and I said as long as we're above this trend line, I'm going to be taking a trade. And that was how, remember, my stop loss is always between 1.5 to 3% on this using a 20x leverage. All right, and that was how this trade hit full TP. And the last trade, just like I showed you on the daily time frame, we were just hovering around this area, and then we consolidated for a while, and that was how I started entering trades around this area, and voila, this hit another full TP. Okay, it's as simple as this. You don't need to complicate a lot of things, using a lot of indicators and all of that. It is as simple as this. Go to the daily time frame, look for what the candle is saying. If it says today is a buy day, guys, focus on the buy button. And if it says today is a sell day, focus on the sell button, right? And come down to the 1 hour time frame and start looking for entry. Now, I did this specifically with BTC. You can do it with any pair of your choice, and believe me that you will continue to profit from it as long as you stick to the rules, right? So what I do is compound whatever profit I make here. The next trade I'm going to enter with the whole of that capital. Whatever profit I make, the next trade I'm entering with the whole of that capital. And in 5 months, guys, you'll be amazed at the kind of result you will get just doing this again and again and again and again. I hope this video is helpful. If it is, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already, enable notifications so that whenever we publish videos like this, you'll be the first to be notified. And if you have not joined us on Telegram, the link to join us on Telegram will be in the video description. That is it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.